videos, just me working on both southpaw and orthodox. Just a little bit of a film study of, just working on it. Like I haven't done this in the past, but since the beginning of this year, I started doing it more. I believe switch hitting is probably going to be like the next big thing for like future boxing. At the moment, the biggest thing right now is you're seeing a lot more southpaw compared to the past. Now there's a lot more right hand southpaws, and yeah, like I said, eventually I think boxing is going to be more switch hitters. At the current position, there's not too much switch hitters. The only two I could think of right now is Terrence Crawford and Jerembu Enos. But this first round is just me working on just southpaw orthodox, but off the jab. Combinations off the jab. But everything's, the combinations are coming from the jab. Nothing's going from the other hand. Now, why I started doing this more is because, let's say you're like fighting and you throw your whole body off weight to where you put yourself in the awkward position of going to orthodox. Since I'm a southpaw, once you're in that orthodox position, you have no other option but either to switch all the way back to southpaw or to just counter right off of orthodox, which I believe that split second of trying to switch all the way back to your natural position is going to be kind of not difficult, but it could cost you something. So that's something that I started thinking about more, and as well it'll help you with more defense and offense, I believe. Just being more awkward and switching from different angles, throwing punches from different angles. Pacquiao was a master at angles. Like, if you watch most of his fights, he was like in the most awkward angles ever, but he would just, it would work for him. Like, I believe that's how he dropped Keith Thurman. I think he dropped him like from a very, very awkward angle. Same thing with Marquez. He dropped Marquez several times throughout their 4-fight trilogy, from just awkward angles. But yeah, this right here is about my 28th round. I did 10 rounds of jump rope, 13 rounds of defense, and like 4 rounds of shadow boxing before this. This point, from what I remember yesterday, I was already getting kind of stiff. If you know that, like, after a certain amount of rounds, your waist starts to get kind of tight, your arms start to get kind of tight. This second round is just pretty much just a 2-punch combination from both angles, from southpaw and orthodox. Now that 1-2 could be a jab straight, left to the body, or jab uppercut. It varies, but it's just 1-2 combinations. Now, yeah, I'm orthodox. Still very awkward for me, but I mean, I just do it because I believe at some point it'll help me out. And here right now I'm just mirroring everything I just did off of the southpaw position. I don't like to record myself too much because I train every day, but there's one thing I noticed right now is my chin is very, very high. It's looking to heaven. I don't like that. way, way too high. But yeah, like I said, I train every day, so I don't like to watch myself a lot because I already do that with the mirror. I'm just gonna get super, super critical. But yeah, from southpaw it just feels so comfortable. But once I go orthodox, it's just the awkwardness of not being able to stay in my bladed stance. I start to square up a little bit more from orthodox. The mirror ends up helping a lot because I'll stand like in a position to where the crack is at, the crack of the mirror, and from there, I'll see if I'm like in a bladed stance or if I gotta square up a little bit more. But right here is all muscle memory pretty much. I'm not trying to throw too much powerful shots. I already feel kind of gassed out. Just awkwardness. Southpaw, orthodox, block, catch. All my rounds are only 30-second rests, but yeah. Look, I'm already feeling kind of tight from what I remember yesterday. I think I noticed I was like too open, so I started getting a little bit more tight with my punches. But there's one thing I noticed while listening to music is that it has helped me control my breathing more. Also, I think I'm a little bit more creative. Not all the time, because sometimes your body just, it starts acting up, or let's say you didn't eat too much, or you didn't get the right amount of sleep, you didn't stretch right. It's the smallest details. But from what I've been learning is that my thinking is a little bit stronger now. Like I could think a lot easier. I'm looking at myself at a crack in the mirror. Just keeping the head off the line. Body in a bladed stance. He's pretty hard in the out orthodox. Southpaw is easier. But yeah, like Naoya Inoue, Andre Ward, and Lomachenko, those are my favorite fighters when it comes to shadow boxing. They'll focus on one punch at a time. Very, very technical. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a little bit of a southpaw and orthodox on both positions. Just muscle memory, working on muscle memory. Now, when I have energy off, I put more power in both of my shots when switching. But at the moment, I felt kind of tired. Working on angles, feints, head movement. keeping the mind sharp.